Marco, and welcome back. So far, we have gone over the main parts of the Unified Protocol therapy model and the three-component model. Where we're at now is we're pretty much at the end. We're going to be talking about emotional exposure. So last time we talked about physical sensations and exposure to those. This time it's going to be emotional exposure. So this is on purpose bringing up emotions, like with certain stimuli. We'll talk about the different types. So with intention as opposed to avoiding the emotion, which is what we do automatically. This is going to be intentional, so we know that we're trying to bring on this emotion and deal with it in a safe environment, like here in therapy. The purpose of emotional exposure is it's kind of like working a muscle. Over time, it builds tolerance. So just like with the physical sensations, you will build tolerance to your emotions that can be pretty uncomfortable. So over time, gradually, as you practice it, you'll feel less overwhelmed by your emotions. So, and this will become what is called habituation. So this is when pretty much we get used to something. And a lot of the time this is like sensory stimuli, but it can be the same for emotions as well. You can think of it like, I always think of getting into a pool. At first, it's really cold, especially if it's in the early summer, you're first getting in. You like kind of have to slowly dip your body in so you don't feel like you're freezing, but then over time, you start to warm up and get used to it. So that's what it'll be like with your emotions. So first, let's go over the three types of emotional exposure. So first is interoceptive, and this is purposefully bringing on a physical symptom associated with the emotion. So I know you've had a lot of anxiety, a lot of kind of anxious feelings coming up after the traumatic experience that you had with your coworker. So this would be like, for example, hyperventilating. So hyperventilating is often experienced with anxiety. So this would be having yourself hyperventilate in order to kind of bring on that anxiety. You start to kind of feel that way that you do when you're anxious. And then the second type is situational. So this is when we expose ourselves to feared stimuli or whatever stimulates the emotion, but I know anxiety, fear, discomfort, maybe even a little bit of sadness, you said, and feeling bad, guilt. Another example I can think of is public speaking, but I think you say it best, like guilt. So I think speaking out loud about your guilt, telling somebody, like this could be an example of situational exposure. And then the third is imaginal. So this is thinking about or imagining or having recollection of emotionally charged memories in a safe environment. So if we were to, if I were to have you close your eyes and think about what happened, and put you into that space, what you saw, what you heard, what you smelled, maybe go through those senses, that would be imaginal. So does this all seem pretty easy so far? You understand it pretty good so far? Okay, good. All right, so with that being said, we're going to work on an emotion exposure hierarchy. So in order to work on emotion exposure, you want to take small little baby steps. So I don't have a picture here to show you an example, but Let's say my fingers are like stairs. It's much easier to go up short steps at a time rather than it's like the first step is down here, then it's way up here. That just takes a lot of work. So we want to take small steps. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down from what is hardest for you to do in terms of your goals. Like think about things that you want to do, things that maybe are holding you back from living the life that you want to live after this experience happened, and then go down that list to the easiest. So let's do 4. Okay, so you're done writing these down. You said your worst is going out with friends and coworkers, and you rated this a 10 out of 10 difficulty, 10 being the most difficult. Second was going to bed without a sleep aid, and this was 8 out of 10. 3 is talking about what happened to someone. This is a 6 out of 10. 4 is talking to your wife about your feelings, and this is a 5. So talking to your wife about your feelings, this is your least emotionally charged, or you feel like this would be the easiest to do out of this whole hierarchy. Okay, so what do you feel about us starting with this one and making a plan to work on it? Okay, awesome. And at any time, if this gets uncomfortable, just let me know and we can slow this whole process down, okay? I just want to make sure that you are okay. So next here, this is what I want you to practice. So this is something we can practice together in session first, and then as you get more comfortable with emotion exposure, maybe you can start doing this on your own. So your exposure task, as we have decided, is talking to your wife about your feelings. So tell me some negative automatic thoughts that you have about doing this. Like, what is popping into your head when you think about talking to your wife? You feel like she's ashamed of you? You feel like she's gonna judge you? You feel like she's gonna think you're weak? Okay. All right, and I know you've mentioned these before, completely normal thoughts. So now, using what we have before, a little bit of cognitive flexibility here. What other interpretations could there be? Like, what else could happen alternatively that might be a positive outcome? Better communication. She'll understand what you're going through more. It'll be easier to open up about other things, okay? What emotional behaviors might prevent you from fully experiencing the emotion or the anxiety? Avoidance is the biggest one, okay? Not talking at all, yeah, that's that avoidance. What can you do alternatively? This might be a little easy after doing all this work together. Writing things down and then going down a list. That's awesome. I love that plan. Maybe starting it here in therapy. Okay. All right, so remember to take a non-judgmental, willing stance toward your anxiety, and remember to stay anchored in the present. And remember to use the tools that we've talked about, okay? And next time we will go over how you felt. Now, do you feel comfortable bringing your wife in here and adding her to the conversation? Okay.